More than 160 years have elapsed since the founding of the SPOLCHEMIE company, originally as the Österreichische Verein für chemische und metallurgische Produktion. Production has continued without interruption ever since. Chlorine and hydroxides have been manufactured here for more than 80 years. We were the second company in Europe to start producing epoxies almost 60 years ago. And it's over 10 years since we began producing so-called green epoxy resins, featuring the highest content of biocarbon on the market. In 2017, we launched the most modern membrane electrolysis. Nowadays, about 90% of our entire production is made on equipment and technologies commissioned since 2000. Our key raw material is salt. The entire Czech population would have to use twice as much salt for a whole year to match the amount processed in our factory annually. Potassium and sodium hydroxides made from that salt account for an annual production of 100 kilotons. Chlorine represents our main product, which is also further processed into epichlorohydrin and, in additional steps, into high-quality epoxy resins. Specialized epoxy systems designed for composites and other advanced applications are developed in our own research and development laboratories. In addition to epoxy resins, we also produce alkyd resins, with the total production capacity of these two types of resins amounting to 80 kilotons per year. Do you know where you can encounter our hydroxide products? Almost every time you put a tablet into your dishwasher or use other cleaning agents. Or when you travel by plane or recharge your electric car. We are the only producer of potassium hydroxide in the Central and East Europe region, supplying hydroxides for the most demanding applications in the pharmaceutical, cosmetic and food industries. Thanks to our epoxy resins, the world has not turned into a pile of rust. They are used for saltwater bridges, household white goods, boats and cars, as well as in wind turbines producing clean, renewable energy. Wind can generate green electric energy, and our adhesives can make both firm and flexible joints and bond metals and plastics with extreme strength and dilatability. And then there are our special epoxy products, used for example to enable trenchless pipe rehabilitation. Thanks to our solution, about 300 kilometers of piping per year can be repaired. Our composite materials make things lighter and stronger, saving large quantities of scarce raw materials and energy for future generations. SPOLCHEMIE materials designed for transformer castings have been successfully deployed even in the extreme conditions of Siberia. Innovation is the key to our success. Our work on innovation is focused on our SINPO Research Institute in Pardubice, as well as in 2 research centres located in Ústí nad Labem. 150 specialists work in our research, development and technical services. It's largely thanks to our dedicated personnel that we now have the technology to produce epichlorohydrin for epoxy resins made from waste glycerine, and more than 30 international patents sold abroad. Our turnover amounts to 170 million euros. This represents a quantity of goods sufficient to fill 7,777 tank trucks. We export our products to 80 countries all over the world. We are the only producer of potassium hydroxide in Central and Eastern Europe. We are the third in Europe in the production of epoxy resins. We have the highest production capacity of solid epoxy resins in Europe. We are the #1 producer of casting systems in Russia. We are aiming high towards the future. Not only our membrane electrolysis, but most of our production technologies are state-of-the-art, with about 90% of our production units commissioned since 2000. Our development and research facilities are equipped to a standard that corresponds to our ambitions. Our epoxy resin production units were established as a joint venture with DIC, a leading Japanese corporation. We also use new advanced technologies, including the production of epichlorohydrin from glycerine and the high-tech polyester plant. Our core value, teamwork, brings together all our other values and is essential for the smooth functioning of our entire operation. We are proud of our history, we respect our traditions, and we aim at the future. The building of our head office, built in 1932, is listed as a Czech national monument. The company employs over 800 people in Ústí nad Labem and another 130 in our Research and Development Centre in Pardubice. Our production is subject to European certification and meets the strictest standards. We have completed the life cycle assessment of our key products. We're very proud of our mini grant programme, which aims to improve the quality of life of all those living around us. For years, we've been a partner of the Ustia nad Labem Half Marathon, the course of which also takes in the factory premises. Future thanks to innovations. Innovations thanks to experience.